Hey Physique Freaks, how's it going? This is Scott Tuzin of MetabolicMasterpiece.com. Here at the end of my 4-week journey to ripped abs. During this time, I dropped just over 5 pounds. Really happy with what I'm seeing here. Even that relaxed pose, I'm seeing those obliques coming down the side there. Less lower ab flab there. Still a little pocket of fat down below the lower abs. So I'm going to continue on this journey for another 4 weeks. Looking to drop maybe another 3 pounds, 4 pounds max, and see how the physique looks at that point, and then go get a DEXA scan and see what my body fat percentage is at. Happy with those calves coming along, legs doing well. Definitely a lot more vascularity came popping through this week. So it's been really fun to kind of follow the progress, and definitely become very fascinated with my physique during the past 4 weeks. Each week just seeing a little bit more detail in several different areas. Upper back is always, it's been relatively close to the same. It's pretty damn lean. It's the lower back, and especially where the love handles kind of wrap around there. That's where I carry that last bit of fat. So love handles, lower back, and lower abs is just a tiny bit of fat there. There's actually some veins starting to come through in the lower ab area. I'm not looking to get like contest shredded right now, but I do want to get I want to see a little bit more detail in my physique. I see a little bit more detail in the lower abs, and then I'll be ecstatic. No doubt about that. I'm pretty happy with this. Definitely can tell from the previous weeks and from the beginning of this journey, a lot less fat there in the obliques. So definitely really, really stoked about that. A little more detail in the lower abs there. And even in this pose in the initial week there, the first recording, you could see the love handles, a lot more fat carrying around here. Now here, I really see, this is a big pose where I see the big difference in the oblique. A lot less love handle. You go back to week number 1 here, the first video, you couldn't see that kind of definition in that lower, that last little oblique sticking out there. And here we got Bryan Krahn, who just came from Calgary, flew here to visit me for a few days and got some great training in. We both were really preparing for this. We ran a full day intensive muscle camp, and we figured it'd be a good incentive for us to really shred things up and bring our best, look our best for this event. And it's funny, Bryan was telling me that 4 weeks ago, he was like feeling fat and everything, telling me not to worry about where I'm at. I should just maintain what I have. And here he shows up just freaking crazy shredded. His back is ridiculous. He's got a nice, thick, wide back. Absolutely love it. And the details we're seeing here are just freaking outstanding. So I'm going to be 40 in a few months and weighing around $150. Bryan is going to be 42 this week, and he was weighing 193, 194 this day here, and then he filled out over the weekend. It was fun to see. But his back is looking quite detailed there. Nice little Christmas tree. It's a lot of fun working out with a bigger guy, and because Rick, my workout partner, he's right around 168, shredded like crazy. But it's really fun to get the perspective to see the thicker muscle on someone who weighs around the 200-pound mark and it's shredded, looking great. His back is just friggin' awesome. Bryan's definitely hard on himself, like as with most of us. We have higher standards for ourselves. So he still thinks he could have came in a bit leaner. He thinks his arms are small. He wants them to get bigger. We're very hard on ourselves. But it's not so. It's the mindset that we have. We're always striving for personal growth and striving for our full potential. So for some people, if they're too hard on themselves, it can lead to issues. But if you do so in a good way, where you're really just focused on striving for your full potential, being the best that you can be, and enjoying the process, then I think it can be a healthy thing. I think it's good to have high standards for ourselves. And here he's showing off his shredded thighs. And he was mentioning that, I mean, he pretty much, even when he's carrying more fat in his midsection, his legs always look like this. His legs are always freaking shredded. and detailed. So it's not an area that it carries much fat. It's always interesting to see how our fat storage patterns are a little bit different. We vary from individual to individual. He definitely doesn't carry any fat in his thighs at all. Just shredded. Just freaking love seeing those details. The vascularity in his arms is ridiculous. Just insane. This dude, I'm telling you, he fired me up. Especially after seeing him, I'm like, you know what, frick, I'm gonna keep pushing. It was official in my mind that I wanted to step up my game for another 3 to 4 weeks and dial things in even more. And Adam Wilks, my fellow lightweight natural bodybuilder, joined us for the workout today and some fun posing. It's been a little while. It's been since the end of 2014 when I've worked out with Adam. So it's been like 6 months since we trained together or did any posing. He competed last October, at the end of October. He's a lightweight like me. And I think right now he's weighing around $140. So he's 10 pounds less than me, just a little shorter than I am. But if you look back at any of the posing videos I did with him back in like September and October, his legs have come a long way, and I'd say his back has come along pretty good as well. We both have the same issue. We need to thicken up our chest. So those are areas that we're looking to improve on. But legs was a big thing that I think the judges and even his coach recommended that he would bring up between contests. He's going to compete again this October. So it'll be fun to see what he's able to bring up between now and then and see. He definitely came in with ridiculous conditioning for his last show. So we'll see if he brings the same level of conditioning and see what the weight is, where he comes in. I think when he competed at the end of October last year, he was around like the low 130s. Again, Adam, very high standards for himself, just like Bryan and I. And he's just looking at concerned about his lower ab fat right now. And for us, yeah, I mean, it's the standards we're at. Most people would look at us and go, holy smokes, come on, eat a cupcake, gain some weight and all that stuff. But, you know, we just, it's where our head is at. We just, like I said, the standards, what we're happy with, what we see. Posing is a lot of work. This week I finally got it down. Like, my breathing was good. Adam hasn't done any posing in a while, so it was really catching up to him here. And if you noticed in my previous 3 weeks, my posing, the breathing was just a real struggle for me. But I finally got it down now where I'm feeling a lot more comfortable. And this is Quintin, 17 years old. He participated in our full day muscle intensive training day there, training camp, and he's come a long way. I can't believe the physique this guy's built up in the past year. His legs have become ridiculous. They were nowhere near this a year ago. His back has come along really well. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see how he grows and really making sure that he maintains some symmetry, really working on that symmetry, because his legs have grown ridiculous this past year. So it's just going to be a matter of making sure that his width, his upper body width, can keep up with that, and thickness. And of course, we'll work on his posing here. This is not something he's all that used to. He's never stepped on stage, but definitely has aspirations to step on stage in the near future. I'm thinking a year from now, I'm a year or 2 years from now. I want to make sure keep him growing over a few years, and see him compete as a junior. So we'll probably push it towards the end of the junior stage, where he can still compete as a junior. I still like to see him put on a little more size and work on the symmetry and balance. But it's fun to see a young kid so passionate about the sport and fascinated with the physique. He's also a strong little fucker. He impresses me with what he can lift. Sometimes I'm going to have to keep his ego in check and have him work on more of the aesthetic factor there, making sure he's not completely focused on hitting PRs every single time. Yeah, back width we'll work on, and especially the lower aspect of those lats there we're going to bring up. right at this point, we're working on some control here, getting him to focus on his hamstrings, really flexing those hamstrings. That was an area that I struggled with when I first started posing. It was a lot easier for me to flex my quads. When it came to the back poses, I had a difficult time flexing the hamstrings. So I'm trying to give him some little pointers from behind here and tell him to really flex those hamstrings a little bit. It's challenging. There is an art to this posing thing, and it takes a lot of focus, a lot of mind-muscle connection. But the beauty of that is that it carries over to your training. This enhanced mind-muscle connection that you build up from the posing will definitely transfer over to your training. So here, looking at this pose, he got a little flex there for a second with the hamstrings and then lost it. So right here, his quads are completely dominating this pose. So, and I also think he needs to bring up those hamstrings. So that's something I'm going to be working with him this summer, and looking forward to training with him and helping him bring up some of the weaker points and making sure that he focuses on a nice aesthetic, symmetrical, proportionate physique. But again, like I said, just exciting to see a kid so passionate about the sport. Hope you enjoyed the footage, and I'll keep sharing my progress as I cut for the next 3 to 4 weeks.